You know, you usually expect a workspace to have a physical anchor, like your monitor, your mouse, your keyboard. They all have to live right next to that loud, hot, heavy computer tower that actually runs them. You are just physically tethered to the machine.
Right, yeah. The length of your display cable essentially dictates exactly where you have to sit.
Exactly. And you don't usually think about it until you, try to move your desk across the room and suddenly run out of slack.
Oh, totally. And that physical limitation is exactly what we're breaking down in today's deep dive.
We are. We're looking at a specific piece of professional tech that solves this, the Smart-AVI DPX-XT-2P-RX-S dual-head DisplayPort KVM receiver. And just to clear the jargon early, KVM stands for keyboard, video, and mouse.
Right, and we're exploring how this device lets you completely untether your high-powered setup. It basically stretches your dual 4K monitors and full system controls up to 330 feet away from the actual computer.
Okay, wait, 330 feet. That is essentially an entire football field.
Yeah, pretty much. Taking that literal heavy machinery away from your desk just completely changes the environment.
So it's like having a magical, invisible cord stretching across a stadium that somehow doesn't drop a single pixel.
Yeah.
Or like lag your mouse when you drag a window.
Exactly. And that lack of lag is the crucial detail for your workflow here, because we're looking at extending dual DisplayPort video signals at full 4K resolution at 30 Hertz, alongside stereo audio and USB 2.0 control across that massive distance.
All without dropping quality.
Right. This receiver delivers uncompressed video and transparent USB control. It is not casting your screen over some spotty wireless network where you get that annoying half-second delay.
Oh, I hate that delay.
Right, but this gives you total real-time command of that distant machine. You click, and it happens instantly as if the tower were sitting right under your desk.
Wow. Okay, so uncompressed 4K video, audio, and instant mouse clicks. I'm picturing, a massive, thick bundle of fiber optic cables running through the walls to handle that kind of load.
You would think so, but looking at the specs, that's not how this works at all.
Yeah.
All of this data travels over just two standard CCAT 5E, 6, or 6A network cables.
Wait. I have to push back on that. Uncompressed 4K video and full USB data running through basic Ethernet cables, like the ones I have tangled away in a drawer.
Yeah, those exact ones.
Doesn't that create a massive digital traffic jam? That is a ton of data for a basic wire.
Well, you'd think standard Ethernet would max out instantly with that much data. But the receiver isn't acting like a standard internet router trying to squeeze everything through the same pipe at once.
Okay, so what is it doing?
The engineering inside this little plug-and-play box, which by the way weighs less than 2 pounds, acts like a highly efficient traffic system.
So it's basically a traffic cop routing the data.
Think of it like a traffic cop that puts the 18-wheelers, your heavy 4K video data, onto their own dedicated express lanes using one of the cables.
Oh, I see.
Then it gives the sports cars, those delicate, latency-sensitive mouse and keyboard clicks, their own local roads via dedicated USB 1.1 on the second cable.
So they never actually collide.
Exactly. On top of that, it handles DisplayPort auxiliary bypass.
Which sounds incredibly dense. What does that mean?
It's just a fancy way of saying your monitor and your computer are still having a direct, uninterrupted conversation about resolution limits, even though they are a football field apart.
That is amazing.
Yeah, the hardware intercepts and translates that conversation flawlessly so neither device realizes the distance.
Decoupling the processing power from the human interface. Devices like this, which retail for around $693 over at HDTVSupply, are essentially the invisible backbone of modern infrastructure.
They really are. They solve enormous logistical problems. This is the hardware quietly enabling massive TV arrays in a sports bar.
Or like in a secure environment.
Right. Consider a government facility. A noisy, heat-generating server can be locked securely away in a climate-controlled server room, while the operator works in total silence in a secure office down the hall.
You get all the power with none of the physical drawbacks.
Exactly.
Which brings us right back to that physical anchor we started with. If technology allows us to put 330 feet between our dual monitors and the actual computer tower without losing a single ounce of quality or speed.
It definitely makes you wonder.
It does. How long until the very concept of a physical desktop computer entirely vanishes from our workspaces? Something for you to think about next time you sit down at your desk.